Good morning, everybody. I'm super excited to have my second interview this week on the topic of social media. And we're finishing up our month of September. We're going to be moving into the listing mode for all of October. And I have with me, I'm so excited, Heather Holliday. She has just done so many things, and I met her years ago through a Facebook group. So I didn't know her in person for a long time, and then we've connected at R4. And it's been great, and I have a super big crush on her dog. That's half of my reason for wanting to get to her office. But the other reason is I follow her a lot, and all the things, the trainings, the courses, the material that this office and Heather facilitate with their agents is really, really impressive. So I encourage you to like her page and follow what they do at their office. Maybe it's some things if you're a broker in this group that you can start to bring into your office as well. And with no further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Heather. So please give us a little bit of background about how you help your office and how you got with RE/MAX.
Oh my gosh, well I actually started with an independent office just out of college. I went to school for elementary education, but I didn't want to live with my parents, so I got a job and my friend just bought a house. But anyway, I started there. That was before the internet. That was back in 99, I think. She did want me to go and get my license because she was interested in breeding her dogs, so she wanted someone to take over. I had always referred to RE/MAX whenever someone needed one, an agent. I think I just always thought of them as the best of the best. So when a RE/MAX office was opening close to my house, I just wanted to work there. And I think I went in and for an interview, and I'm like, I will scrub your toilets. I just need my foot in the door and I'll prove myself to you. So I did do that, and that was in '06. And I just fell in love with the brand. I think I was in love with it before, and coming from an independent office, it was very interesting when someone would ask, where do you work? Because prior to that, it would be, where's that? What do you do? And it'd be real estate. And it was funny because as soon as I went to the RE/MAX, it was, when I say at RE/MAX, it was like, oh, they just, that instant professionalism came intact with real estate. They knew, and I've always been in love with the brand. I think what RE/MAX does as a whole, I just think for a professional agent, it's just the only home that there can be. This is my third RE/MAX office that I've been in. I absolutely love my broker. He's all about the agents. Mm-hmm. It's all about quality over quantity and just giving them every single tool and resource that they need in order to become successful. And that's why I'm there. It was when I joined, he's like, Heather, you're like a horse being kept in a barn. You just need someone to open the doors. And he basically just kind of let me do what I do. And I've grown, and he's sent me to every RE/MAX function that there is, every training. And because he knows I'm going to bring it back to the agents. And I've found so much value in that, and I've learned so much. I've met so many other amazing RE/MAX people, and I think that's been incredible for not only myself, but also, for my agents, because learning from the best of the best, and the RE/MAX family is just so helpful and everything. So if, I don't know something and somebody else is incorporating something with their office, they're willing to share anything they can with me, mm-hmm. For us to be successful. And so I try to do the same, for all of my RE/MAX family as well, and just try to provide value so that, together we can all be better, agents and more productive and all that fun stuff.
I'm so glad you're in this group. I feel like I could have written exactly what you just said for myself. I sold first, but I'm with you. The power of the brand and the professionalism and the willing to share and care and grow of this, and I feel like we're a big organization. I know a lot of people kind of get lost in the translation of their own local area. And that's what I love about the convention and the Facebook groups and connecting with people all over the country and the world. So I'm definitely with you there. And, you're a very special asset to all of your agents and your office, because I feel when we have someone like you in the office, it helps the agents over time layer all the tools.
Right.
You could never take it in one onboarding session. I mean, no. You just can't. So I'm so excited that you have this enthusiasm for the Remax brand, and I share it with you. And I love all the shoes that you do and all your Remax stuff. It's so fun
That's
to
our
see.
bookkeeper. She's very talented, and now we get to redo everything. But yeah.
I know, that's right. Well, social media, I'm so glad that you're in this group, and especially this month. What was your logo before? The social media marketing nut, or what is it?
Social marketing nut. And I still have my business. I just have somebody that basically runs it for me. I still do a couple Remax offices, brokerage accounts and stuff like that. So
Great. So, and I think that was actually the first logo that I had seen for you. So maybe you can post it in the group so people can kind of see that logo that you had for your company.
okay.
I thought it was great. I just loved that. I was like, wow, she's the go-to person for all things social. So I hear a lot of agents feel like they're just lost in the translation of all this social media, and I think the thought of it prohibits them from moving forward because it's not necessarily something that you can post and you'll get that immediate reaction. So I think there's more big picture thinking that has to go on with the agents. Can you kind of talk about when someone might join your office and they're already onboarded and now they want to have a social media strategy? What are some of the things that you tell someone when you talk strategy?
Basically to use their personal account first. And to, a lot of agents, they see other agents just posting their listings and sales. And I think that's, the only people that really care about that are possibly your sellers who definitely want to see their listings, but they're not true to themselves. They're not posting about their passion, or for me, it's like, I think I resonate and maybe am drawn more to people that love dogs because I do post a lot of pictures of zoo. And I think that was our connection because of our boxers.
Yep.
So it's just kind of grown, and then our love for Remax and then Lead Street and all of that stuff. And I think that's, you want to be able to attract people that you want to work with. And you can't do that by posting, I call it like the fluff, just the generic, there's just no importance in it. So, I mean, for a page, you can add that kind of stuff. But I think if you're posting, people want to get to know who you are. And by doing that, whether you have kids, you're at a football game, a basketball game, you're at the dog park, you're at the beach, I think the more that you're able to be true to yourself, you're going to draw people that like that you're going to create that engagement. Also, I know Sue mentioned the Facebook list. I use those heavily and you can create as many lists as you want. I have a Remax Peeps list. I have my agents list. I have like a recruits list. I have my Tom Ferry list. I have, we had our motorcycle, so I had my biker group. If I wanted, it allows me to stop all the noise on Facebook. I can click on that custom list I've created, and I'm only going to see posts by those people. And that really helps when somebody has a clients list, a past clients, prospect. To be able to keep that engagement with your past clients is incredible. And there's so much missed opportunity with that, because you can go to that past clients and you're probably going to see a picture of maybe they redid the kitchen. That is a perfect opportunity for you to make a comment. You're their realtor. Like, oh my gosh, I've absolutely loved what you've done with the kitchen. I'd love to, stop by and see what you've done with the house, or send them a private message. It doesn't have to be a comment, but, just to be able to keep engaging. Not only that is you're going to see all of the events going on in their life, whether a kid graduates, anything like that, that gives you that perfect opportunity to send that handwritten note card. It's going to be something different than just a birthday or happy house anniversary, just something that's relevant in their life. And people don't get the snail mail anymore. And, that's true for you too. I mean, what you did for me, like when I lost my doggie and when you sent that poem with the photo frame, that is just incredible. And I use that in all my classes now, because that was such an opportunity for you. We had never even at that point met face to face, even though I felt like I've known you forever. I think we had just finally met face to face at this R4. But when you sent that, it just really resonated with me, and it just was like such the nicest thing that anybody that I've met has ever done. And it's just, I think that if agents could do more of that, you know, the connection and the bond that they're going to get with those people on Facebook, I mean, those relationships will just blossom like you will never believe. And I believe that is where the missed opportunity is for agents. They just think, I'm just going to post my listings and sellings, but there's no engagement. There's no communication. And that's where Facebook is just so incredibly powerful, because you know everything that's going on with people. And I know that, I mean, I don't sell, I have my license, but I had somebody, it had been 5 years since I seen them. Mm-hmm. But I comment, you know, they're having a baby or now they're pregnant again. And I'm commenting on, you know, just keeping that relationship. It was my sister's friend. I had only known her from, you know, basically working on like a surprise birthday for my sister. So now she's pregnant. She reaches out to me, Heather, we need to upgrade and we need to sell our house. And I'm like, perfect. And she's like, oh yeah, my in-laws are moving down here because now we have 2 babies. So I found a perfect agent. I let her know. And I was like, when I gave her name, the agent's mouth dropped. And I was like, you know, I guess they know each other. And I said, do you know her? And she's like, yeah, that's my kid's guidance counselor teacher. And I just spent a week at the school for career day. So she knows I sell real estate. She still thought of me. I haven't seen her in 5 years. But because we have that relationship online, it's like we've never lost touch. Mm-hmm. So she still thought of me. And of course, you know, that was 3 referrals I got because they had to buy, they had to sell, and, you know, the owners were moving in. So that worked out great for me. And all it was just keeping in touch with people. And that's where I think Facebook is huge for agents. And I think they're missing the boat on that because they just think posting crap is okay.
You know, what's really interesting is when Sue talked about the lists, and I've been on Facebook and I am by obviously no expert. I was like blown away. I'm like, oh my God, like I'd heard about that. And now when you just said that, and I must have missed it. See, that's the whole thing when you only retain about 6% of any given appointment, right? I was thinking of lists as pulling up a list to send out a message, which I guess you can do maybe. But when you just said, you can just look at those people.
Yes.
Filtering out the noise. Like, I mean, I just had a huge aha moment. I don't know if anybody else in the group is going to, but I did because I hadn't done the list yet. It's on my to-do list after this golf tournament. But that is so powerful. And like you said, just if you want it, so you can pull up a list and just send a message, right? Just to those people?
Yeah. Sure. You can do a post and you just set up your privacy so only people on that list will see it. Absolutely. So if I'm doing more of a recruiting, I'm probably only going to set my privacy for only those people. So that way my family, my agent, you know, they don't have to see all that clutter, but I can just do it for just them. But now, you know, it allows me to, you know, our agents are mostly remote now. So for me to be able to keep the relationship with my family, with my agents, I can see what they are posting so that I can keep engaging with them. I don't want them to think, there is so much noise on Facebook. So it's just nicer for me to be able to just narrow down to just one specific list for me just to be able to see that. And I have to do that, you know, for my family before barbecues, because if I miss somebody's picture or that somebody did something and they're like, but I posted it on Facebook and you're always on there. How did you miss it?
And that's so funny you said that, because just the other day I asked someone a question about something and they said, well, I put it on Facebook. Like then they're mad at me because I didn't see it. And I was trying to take a Facebook free day because I'm doing that Mel Robbins thing. I'm like, oh, sorry. And, so it is funny. You're right. People do start to assume that you'll see it. And there's just, you're right. I mean, between all the ads that come now, I mean, some things do get lost in the shuffle. So what a great way. Do you have a lot of people that just create prospect lists?
Prospect, past clients are, I think, a huge deal, because that's where you're going to keep that relationship. So many times, like I would use my agent, but I can't remember where they work or what they do. But if you are, and I know a lot of agents, I think the biggest fear is they want to separate the personal and professional.
I hear that.
But I think that if you can create that relationship with the client, I mean, you really have a client for life at that point. And I really say, I mean, if you're an energy sucking vampire, you don't friend your clients. You know, you want to keep things positive. I definitely try to stay away from all the craziness because there's so much of that lately on Facebook and it's really hard. I think that's when I got drawn more to Instagram and, because I don't know, there's just less crap, when it comes to that. And that's where the list, because then it avoids all that stuff too. But I just try to keep things positive and you just want to keep inspiring people and showing who you are as a person. It just gets your bond with these past clients or with prospects. When they get to know, like, and trust you, they're going to recommend you to other people and you'll be easy to find. And making sure that your profile has all of your information is crucial because I can tell you by running the RE/MAX Referral Network group, and we have 4,200 plus members in there now. Mm-hmm. I cannot tell you at one point I had over 1,000 people waiting to be accepted into the group, but they had nothing about RE/MAX in their profile. Make sure your website is in there. Make sure your RE/MAX email is in there. Make sure a phone number is in there. And maybe you want that only to be friends or friends of friends. Make sure all of your accounts as far as social media are in those links. So people can find you where they're more naturally drawn. Maybe they're more Instagram or more Twitter or something like that. They can find you on that platform and that's where they're going to do that engaging with you. So make sure that your profile has that you work with RE/MAX. Make sure it links to your office page. Make sure that if you have a business page, make sure that your business page is attached to your profile because it'll be hyperlinked and somebody can just hover over that link and the like button shows up for them to like you. So make sure you're doing that.
Wow, so there's a lot of just little things. I'll be honest, I hopped on a quick little webinar that Dee Dee was doing, and I didn't even, I'll admit anything about myself, but you know how when your Facebook page comes up and there's some pictures that display, like I had no idea you could put what pictures you want there. I mean, and when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, because I keep looking at this girl that's totally irrelevant to my life, and she's like the first person I see. And I had no idea that, so I finally changed that yesterday, but
and it also now I just noticed, so you can actually put in the pages that you manage over on, and it'll show up right underneath your profile photo. So the pages, if you have your business page, make sure that is displaying. It's going to be super easy for someone to go and find your page. And I really, for agents to be able to do that, I know when I'm looking for agents and I know someone, I'll go type it in because I don't feel like having to go on the web and do a search. I know I'm friends with them on Facebook, but if I can't find your information, I may know several agents in that area. I'm just going to go to the next person that has their phone number, email that I can send over to the agent. Right. So making sure that your profile is completely set up and people can easily find your business page and your website and your phone number and how to get a hold of you. I mean, you have a website. So as far as the security part, I mean, your information's out there whether you like it or not, and it should be. You don't want to be a secret agent, so let it be public. Let people find you.
No, that's a great point. I can remember when I first got on Facebook, I could never, I didn't even know how to private message back then. So I wanted email addresses. And so I would go to someone's, and you're right. I was like, and I think even in the first early days, I even put on Facebook, how come I can't find anybody's email address from Facebook? And you're right, the profiles are not, I mean, I have to go check mine now because I'm paranoid. Mine's probably terrible. But you're right. So making sure that your profile, and that would be on all the platforms, right? So
yeah, you can have I have all of my different pages, my different social profiles. They're all in my link in my bio.
And do you, if you post on Instagram, does it automatically post on Facebook or?
I do not, because Instagram seems to be more about the hashtags and Facebook is not really about all the hashtags. So they're two different platforms. I mean, sometimes I will, but most of the time I won't. It'll be separate, or I mean, I'll do it at different times. Sometimes I do, but if I'm using a lot of hashtags, because that's kind of like a search term where Instagram has so much value, that would look really silly if I put it on Facebook, I think.
Okay, so hashtags are more with Instagram, and then I kind of have Facebook down, not great, but I'm very comfortable with Facebook. I've set up my other accounts on the other ones, and I'm not there yet, but I'm certainly not stressing out over it.
I love Instagram because it's all photos. It's not all, all the baloney that comes around. I mean, my dog, well, yes, Facebook and Instagram. He's more active on Instagram, and
Okay.
you just really get to play with the people that you like the most.
So
And
Instagram is more photos, you would say.
it's all photos.
All photos.
All photos. So it's less noisy and all the crap articles and all the craziness, because it is all photos. It's very clean. So I think, I loved Twitter. I was a huge Twitter person, and I think that time has ended up going over to Instagram.
So when you talk to an agent about a strategy on Instagram, or how does that kind of play in with the photos then?
Photos, it's going, I kind of mix it up. So if you were to go to my profile, you're going to see Zeus. You're going to see Office. So today, of course, like I posted, I have my coffee cup. It is coffee day. So so this is branded. So it's like I'm incorporating the branding, but I'm also incorporating myself. So you're going to see pictures of my kids and my life, but you're also going to see the red, white, and blue. So, and as an agent, I think a lot, like you don't realize you're out there showing property. For us, and we live by the beach, you're never just selling a house. You're selling a way of life. So as you're out by, for us, the beach, we have the zoo, we have beautiful malls. Take a picture, post it on Instagram. I use like photo layers as an app. So I have the balloon, I have branding, and you can easily slap your logo on top of any photo, put it on Instagram, put quotes on Instagram. Again, I use PicMonkey, or if I'm just lazy and I just have my phone, I took a picture. I use the photo layer app on my phone. I slap my logo on top of it and post it.
Okay, cool.
Just keep it simple. But, you have area photos, but just kind of incorporating the area. And by using the hashtags, you'll notice what hashtags, that really get a lot of traction. And, Remax has a ton of hashtags that they use on an international level. So, right now you get new signage, you're going to put in hashtag changes in the air. You're going to use the hashtag, Remax Hustle. We are Remax. So there's a lot of different ones. They'll get more eyeballs, more likes, and start that conversation.
Okay, great. As we move into, so I feel like a really good takeaway is to make sure everybody beefs up their profile. And I'm always, I just got a new photo done yesterday. So once I get those, I want to try to change all my platforms so that there's that consistent feel for that. So as we move into October, and I think Sue did a good job too, and you as well, talking about, just be yourself, go and do the real things. Now, and I feel like that's building a brand, and we always talk about real estate is all about relationships, so people should know you. I fully agree with that. What about the people that might be newer and they're like, wow, I'd like to see if I can actually get some leads where I'm talking to people that haven't, a need right now to buy or sell? Are there specific strategies as we move into the listing month that you feel has a good return on investment for actually getting people to work with immediately or soon?
Facebook ads.
Facebook ads. Okay. And that needs to be done through a business page.
Correct. Okay. So that is definitely the biggest thing. And you could even, I've done different conferences. I do lots of ads on Facebook. I even have a business page, so we don't do ads for our company from our company page. I just created, there's nobody, I don't even care if there's any fans. It's a branded, so it's Brevard Hot Listings. So that's the page that I don't even care if anybody's a fan. I just need a business page to create ads. It's not affiliated with, because some people, and I'm trying the different just from, it was like a Craig Proctor thing, and that's where they're saying that they get good results, and I am getting good results, so that's good. I just have them go to specific landing pages, or if you can do custom searches on your Facebook page or on your website, you can just drive the traffic over there. If you're using for your listing, drive them to the listing landing page on your website. And if you're using your spa site, it does not have a forced registration. That's even better. Facebook now has their own lead capture. So you can use that. They don't even have to sign up anything. They click a button. Since they're in the Facebook platform, it captures all of their information. You have a little message that you put in there, and then they go to your listing page on your spa site with all of your information. And from there, if they don't like that property, they have the ability to search anything else within your website. So doing that lead capture, I mean, I do a lot of Facebook ads and tracking. And if whatever website you are, make sure there's Google Analytics. If you're using your spa site, you can go right back into the reports, which are in Lead Street. You can actually see the impressions, the clicks, and look at the Facebook reports side by side with, the reports for your website, the Google Analytics or, the Lead Street reports. And you want to be able to see what is tracking more, but you want to be able to narrow down your Facebook ads instead of everybody. Right now, I had to change our methods of ads because, we just had a hurricane. So now I just have all new construction. So it's not about splashing into your new pool home in X city. And I do that for all the different cities. Now it's, check out these hot new construction homes because they'll have new roofs and new everything. Maybe that's important right now depending on what they went through. And they're going to specific cities, and I'm targeting specific people that are likely to buy. Maybe, I can even put in if they work at a specific place. So if you have big companies moving into your area, target that company from where they're relocating from that have recently, been to your area or they're interested in your area. Facebook ads are absolutely ridiculous. And I can go from 1 cent, 3 cents, some are, up to $1 for every click through that I get, and just make sure that you're tracking the results. Right. That's the biggest thing is, keep your budget. I actually run maybe the same type of ad in different ways because what I think may work, maybe the image I think will do great, it doesn't. And Facebook even has free stock images you can use for ads. I use that all the time.
Okay. So I think what we'll probably do is maybe revisit this in the middle of October because I think it's such a great strategy. What's your opinion on, do you know about AdWorks before we had this free 7 days? Like, did you have an opinion of AdWorks?
I use AdWorks for every zip code for every one of my offices. I don't know that I get any leads from it. I use it more, it's like an impression. So I follow people all over. I do have the code that can follow people as soon as someone comes to my website. Now you're going to see my logo everywhere. So it is funny because I am on all of our websites, working on them. So I'll go to a website and I just see every one of our ads are like surrounding me. But I like that. So I chase them. To me, it's more about that brand, the impressions. I want our office to be the first, when someone's thinking about real estate, they're going to think of us. And plus, we are the #1 company in our county, so our signs are everywhere. And they're just seeing RE/MAX Elite everywhere they go. So that's why I use AdWorks. I'm interested to see how this plays out. I did just do a paid one for a listing because I've never done the listing aspect.
Yeah.
And I got 2,500 impressions. I had 7 clicks, 0 leads. And that was for what, $36, $40. I get a lot better results on Facebook ads. So if I'm going to, it's great that it's free.
Right. For 7.
But if I'm going to pay, I want, I can get 5 active, people, of all the leads I get on Facebook, I can spend $20 and get 5 people that I'm, showing properties to. So that works a lot better for me than spending $40 and 7 clicks to my website, 0 leads. So it'll be interesting to see, but for free, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's free, so we may as well take advantage of it.
Absolutely. So I am curious to see, we've got it testing on different websites because you can go into the ad. We do have different websites for our office. So we are having them go to different landing pages. And I'm curious because the spa does not have a forced registration. Right. We've created squeeze pages for listings. And when you go into that AdWorks, you can change where that link goes to. So we're doing that on a couple from our class yesterday. We did a little bit of the AdWorks and we're changing the link where it's going to. So I'm curious if it goes to a page that has a forced registration, what happens?
Yeah. Are you using the RE/MAX URL shortener? Do you use that one or?
Not a lot. It is a little easier now, but it used, it's like I use Bitly for everything and it's just easy. It's the same thing, but I don't have to log into anything.
Right.
To be able to get it. And I think that's where, and now it is easier because of the Mac Center. So we'll see. I have been using it on like Design Center projects because it always opens in a new tab. So I'm like, oh, I can use that, that. And they always use the Remax URL shortener when you do a project in Design Center and it shorten it, it is the Remax. So I might use it a little more now, but I don't always have Mac Center open, and Bitly is just like a little link that I have. So, and I like it because I can customize Bitly. So that's why I usually use it if we're advertising a property. I'm going to customize that Bitly link. So it'll be bit.ly/property address. And I like the way that looks more because it doesn't look.
You can do it in Remax, but once the address is taken, it's gone. But you now can customize the back end.
Okay, I'll have to look into that because I was just using it and I didn't see that. But that was probably why I used the Bitly.
Probably, but now you can. Like what I was telling everybody for the Cloud CMA, or if they have a home value widget, they can shorten it with the Remax one, and then the back end. So it's rem.ax, and then the back portion, like I created one, Fogel's home value.
Right, right.
So once you do that, once it's gone, it's gone. Nobody else can use it again.
And that's the same with Bitly. So I would even do that for, so I'm going to see if I can do that because we do that for the Zillow leads too. When we're trying to get reviews, we have them send like a regular email from them, not from the Zillow, and you get your link that's customized for you, and we have them do a customized like Bitly, or now I'm going to try the Remax.
Wait, what was that? What do you mean customer review?
On Zillow, how you can get the reviews.
Yeah, what are you?
You don't have to send it through their system because then it goes into their junk mail.
Right.
You get a link that's custom for you. So what we do is we use that link, send them a personal email, and we use that link, but we customize the URL.
Oh.
So that way it doesn't look as spammy.
Right.
So I'm going to try that now because then that way you have the link that you could always use.
Yeah, you can just use it. Oh, interesting. Huh. Another good tip.
I know my head is such a scary place to be. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. I'm going to have you for another interview next month. Okay, so the other question that I get a lot of is, should I schedule posts or should I just be in the moment? Do you schedule?
I say schedule and be in the moment. So I use my Sunday mornings. I'm drinking my coffee at 6 a.m. That is what I'm scheduling for the entire week. Of course, when you're out and about, something live is happening, do it live in the moment. So what I'll do is, for each account that I do manage, so everything's going to be a little different. So, for example, my office, I have Monday motivational. I have custom quotes that I put out for my office. I have that scheduled. I have all of my office, my agents' birthdays and anniversaries. They're already scheduled to go out specific time on that date. I just don't think if you had to think of something to do every single day, you're never going to do it. I would recommend Hootsuite, which is free for up to 3 accounts if you're just doing yourself. I like Buffer, but I think that you do have to pay. I think it's like $5.99 or $10 for like 5 accounts. But you can schedule your Facebook, your Twitter, your Google Plus, your LinkedIn. I mean, you can do all that. And if you only have one Instagram account, you can schedule that. However, it's going to prompt you to log in before it posts. So it's almost like a reminder. And I think I manage like 5 or 6 Instagram accounts. So it would actually post to whatever account I'm logged into. And I don't need my motivational quotes going on Zeus's page. So I can't do it that way. I do Instagram as live in the moment. So most of my posts are at night because I don't have time during the day. But definitely schedule. Come up with a content. And if you go to katielance.com, she has a content calendar. She has this thing that you download. She's going to give you, there's so many different ideas. So I try to add a motivational quote. I try to add value. So I want to look at any events. I have, just like Sue was using her Facebook list, I have my bookmarks. I have all of the pages or websites that are news-related events for my area. I want to post events because I want to give value. What's going on in my neighborhood? So you want to do that. Any real estate news. And of course, featuring one of your listings in a different way. So for the listings, every week I may promote my listing, but it's going to be in a different way. So maybe week 1, I do a teaser photo album that has some nice pictures. And then it's going to, for more information, click here. It's going to go to the property page. The second week, I may do one of the videos that are in Design Center. I'm going to upload that YouTube video into my Facebook and click here for more information. The next week, I may do one of the really cool, they have all these web ads and social ads on Design Center. I'm going to do a collage. So I'm promoting the same listing in all these different ways so it doesn't look like the same exact post every single week. So I would just, utilize the tools that you have to better help promote that listing, and schedule those out. I mean, definitely pick a day. I have my power hour. I'm showered, sitting at my desk 6 to 7 working, and that's what I'm doing. But usually, like, I have my Sunday or Monday mornings, and it's scheduling content for the week, 2 weeks. And you can always, change up that schedule based, obviously when, we had a hurricane come through, I stopped all posts.
Right.
I was able to immediately take away all times. I am not going to be posting about real estate stats when, nobody has power and, we're thinking of other things. So when that happens, of course, I'm on my phone using those lists, like what Sue was talking about. I have all of our emergency management, all of our city pages. I'm posting where to get water, where to get gas, where, what's open, what can we do? Here's some tips. That's what I'm posting. You don't want to be irrelevant. So if something is going on in the world, something is going on in your town, don't post real estate stats or something that's just nobody cares about at that moment. Save that for something else. Be relevant in the time. So I stopped all my Facebook ads. I stopped any posts because it would look silly if I'm running a Facebook ad about buying a house when, we're all hunkered down with boards over our windows. So
yeah, and then it's also, I think people know, okay, well, obviously they weren't thinking, just kind of like the way drip campaigns are sometimes, you making
absolutely. Yes.
That's the risk of drip campaigns. I always say you start a relationship with someone, but you turned on a campaign trying to convert them, and you're already working with them, and they keep getting emails that are completely irrelevant.
No, we have one of on our lead system, and it has automatic texts and emails that it's very aggressive trying to get a response. And it was pretty funny because one of the texts that got sent out, and it happened to be Saturday morning, which was or Sunday, Monday, whenever the storm was going on. Hey, do you want to go see it? I saw you looking at this house. Do you want to go see it? And the agent, it was hilarious. And luckily that person wasn't from our area. So they had no idea, like nobody has power. We're not even, we're under curfew because our hurricane's going to hit us in like 3 hours and we're under tropical force wind. So it was pretty funny. And I'm like, oh yeah, you guys have to be cautious of that kind of stuff. That's automatically going out, but we got a good laugh about it. But it was like, okay, yeah, we got to think about that kind of stuff.
That's the risk. All right, so as we kind of wrap up here, I think we'll revisit a lot of this because I know I'm even getting comments. People are on overload, and I'm like, well, I was only doing 1 assignment a week. I thought I was being nice, but when people are busy, I know how it can, seem to grow. So I might ease back on the homework assignments because I am enjoying the group. But when you think of people in this month of social media month, if there are just, 3 things besides the profile that if someone's starting out to trying to get the foundation, the big picture thinking, what would 3 takeaways be? Maybe something that they can work on in the next 7 days to start that foundation, or maybe for people that have been doing it for a while to go back and go, oh yeah, I hadn't really thought of that. Like, what are like your 3 must-dos?
Definitely creating those custom lists that are private to only you, because that's going to allow you to reduce that noise and create and engage with those relationships that you already have. And even if you're uncomfortable, if you're newer and you're not quite sure, like you're not ready to be posting, yourself or your family or something like that, post, go to, you're selling the way of life. So as you're out there showing properties, just do a quick pullover at a nice spot. Take a picture of, a neighborhood or, somewhere that you're showing. If there's a great feature or something like that, at least start posting something, and it doesn't have to be you in it if you're not comfortable with that. But the more personal you are on Facebook in a positive way, I think it's just people are going to naturally be drawn to you, and people that are drawn to you are going to have common interests, and you're going to like working with them as well. So you just, be true to who you are, and just don't be fake and post nonsense, because nobody cares. The web and Facebook is full of all that noise. So give value and be true to yourself. That's my biggest thing. And just engage with those posts. Don't be afraid to write a comment on, past client that redid their kitchen. Just, wow, that looks great. Or maybe their kid graduating from college. Don't be afraid. I mean, you don't have to just click like, but make a comment, because clicking like, not many people will see that. But when you create that engagement and you're writing something, hopefully when someone's commenting on your post, you're actually replying to them as well. Don't just leave people hanging. It's like somebody says happy birthday and you just look at them and keep walking. I mean, that's how, when people are asking questions or commenting on a post, hit that reply button and acknowledge that they did that, and just don't leave them hanging. That's a huge, it's just missed opportunities that I see everywhere. Don't ask someone what their favorite ice cream flavor is and not tell them what yours is, or engage when they're,
When they respond.
Right. People respond, and, that's a way to get that conversation going and creating those relationships.
I tell people all the time, because, back a long time ago, I used to get excited to check my email. Like, ooh, do I have any emails? I'm going back a long time.
Yeah, that is a long time.
Then it kind of moved to, you were excited to get a text message. I'd be like, ooh, I have a text. And those seem to get quicker response. Well, I've only been on Facebook for 4 years. So for me, when I hear that ding, because that's a private message, I'm like, oh, I got a private, like I still, because the commenting doesn't make any noise, but and I still do it. Like I still get so excited when I hear that ding. And my husband's always, he's not on Facebook. And I'll get that ding, and he's like, what is that? I'm like, it's a private message. It's so ridiculous. But you're right. I think, it's so funny just to see how over time emails become so ineffective. Not ineffective, but as far as speed. And a lot of people just don't read stuff. And then it was the text message, and it's probably past, maybe now it's Instagram or Snapchat, but the private message is still exciting for me. So that's great advice. And I really appreciate you taking the time. I did have one last question about those lists, because I haven't had a chance to go in. If I have a list of past clients and I forgot to add someone, can you, like when you go to someone's page, can you just easily add that to that?
Yes, there'll be a little drop down where your friends do the drop down, add to list, and your list will be right there. Okay. And the same thing when you're doing a friend request or accepting a friend request, the drop down is right there. So it's time consuming to set it up initially, but when you go to ask someone to be a friend or accept a friend request, they immediately go onto that list. So that way, at least, that initial setup, but it's super easy to keep organized after that.
Okay. And then when you meet new people, you always, like new clients and things, they should always be asking their Facebook handle or requesting them to become friends right away, correct?
I don't necessarily do it right away. There's a lot of weird people, but, right. So, I would definitely, not right away, but as you get to know them, as you're showing property, or as, you create that relationship, on the ground level,
Right.
And I always see if they're on Facebook. If they don't have a lot of friends, I'm probably not going to friend request them, because I have a lot of people. I'm very active. So a lot of times I'll even have someone that is new that friend requests me. I'll let them continue following me, but I'll end up consuming their feed because they're not active. So I definitely, because I do that for, on a recruiting level, I like to see what other agents are doing. If they don't have, 500 friends, I'm probably not going to do a friend request, only because I'm going to consume their feed and they're going to hate me. So, think about that. And as far as a client that you're working with, it's just once that relationship gets to that level, if they're Facebook savvy, they're going to probably friend request you or like your page. And then at that point, definitely it's fine. But definitely gauge that on the relationship that you are building. So I wouldn't do it initially. That might freak someone out.
True. Good point. Okay, great. Is there any other last tidbits you want to leave for the group today?
I just think if anybody has any questions about anything I talked about, send me a message. I mean, I'm happy to help. I mean, anything that I can do, I mean, I'm happy. That's what I'm here for. I love to provide the value, and I mean, that's what I love doing. So I'm here to help any of my Remix family for sure.
Great, thank you. I'm so glad you're part of the group. You probably will get a lot of questions as we move into the listings month. Yeah. You know, as people are trying to do things differently than they've done before and try new things. A lot of people, I think, are missing opportunities for direct prospecting, for sure, as a strategy, and just to get more exposure for their clients. So we'll touch up more on that in October. And I so appreciate your time today. It's so good to chat with you. As always, you're just filled with great information, and I'm so happy that you're part of the group, Heather.
Well, thanks, Holly.
Thank you.